So let's go ahead and transition over to the screen since near map is the topic, but really it's not just near map that's the topic. Today we want to introduce something that we've wanted to begin offering to our customers and our new customers for a long time, and that would be included near map.
Yes.
So we're promoting it through the month of October, and for anyone who signs up in the month of October, you're going to see RoofSnap credits deposited into your account. And these RoofSnap credits are good for near map imagery.
That's right.
Yep. And we're going to be doing some market research during the month of October to kind of see, how much it's used. And here in the near future, we will be bringing RoofSnap credits to all of our subscription plans. So, for example, Katrina, if you're a monthly single user and you're paying $99 a month, how many credits are we going to drop in to the account each month?
5 credits.
5 credits. So
right.
5 free near map images per month. And then our annual subscription plans, where you might have 2 users, all the way up to 150 users.
Sure.
We will be launching plans this month, which will, of course, send out some emails about these new plans. Which will include approximately 20 credits per month for each user.
Yep, on average, yep.
Yep. And so let's go ahead and we've transitioned over here. I want to show you how this works in our web app and the value of these these RoofSnap credits.
That's right. That's our new announcement, our new feature. Let's dive in.
So I already know that this address that we're about to show you here has a little bit of tree coverage.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. In fact, I know this house fairly well, and I know that it's just completely covered in some portions. This is the main house here, where I have the little hand cursor, and this is a garage over here, and there's some other building over here. But it's really hard to tell. I think we might be able to zoom in a little bit. But with regard to using aerial imagery to measure this roof, I would have a fairly difficult time identifying which buildings need to be drawn and all of the details of each building.
Absolutely.
So let me just back out one zoom level so that we can get everything here in the screen. And I'm going to go ahead and click on this confirm location.
All right.
And as you can see, we have, of course, a standard imagery option. But as I scroll down, you're going to see that not only do we give you access to near map imagery, not only are we putting credits into your account, but you have all the dates. Going back for this particular address to March 21st of 2016. And the goal here is simply to look at these thumbnails, which we released about a week ago.
Yeah, it's very new.
Yep, and from the thumbnail image, you need to decide which one has the clearest view. Most top down, as few shadows as possible, but ultimately no leaves on the trees. So like this one here from November of 2017, you're not going to be able to see anything. And I think for our purposes today,
What do you think?
June 1st,
Yeah.
or September 19th.
Well, here's some things to consider. Shadow coverage.
A little bit of shadow. I want the main house.
Yep.
That's the primary goal of what we're going to be sketching here.
Yep.
And this June one looks like it's a little cleaner on the main house.
I think so.
So let's go ahead and click on the purchase. Now, you're not actually purchasing, you're redeeming.
Yep.
Here within these credits, you can see right up here in the upper right-hand corner, whenever you're in the near map screen, it will tell you how many credits you have remaining. And in our case, we're in trial right now.
That's right.
And so we've got a couple credits. I've tested this out. I think we got 7 credits to start
Nice.
through the trial process. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that image, and it's going to load this right on in. Now, one of the key benefits here as well is we're not limiting your zoom functionality. You're able to zoom in even further. And, if I needed the garage, I could have stayed zoomed out. I could have drawn all the buildings. If I needed this little metal shed on the right, I could frame it like that.
Yeah.
But really, let's say I just need the house.
Go for it.
Well, I can zoom in again.
Oh my goodness. Look at that clarity. That's amazing.
And for any of those who have joined us today where perhaps you have not ever sketched a roof, I'd like to take a moment here. This is a fairly simple roof. and I'd like to show you how easy it is to draw it up in RoofSnap. So what I'm doing here is just I'm using the ridge and these little rotation buttons just to make sure that I have the lines of the roof nice and straight and square in the screen. I can come down and I can use the gutter, and actually when I look at the gutter, it appears that maybe I should rotate it just a little bit back the other way.
Yeah.
And I think that looks pretty good.
Looks great.
Yep, I could even come down here and use this inside corner and make sure that I'm straight.
Perfect.
And the straighter you make it, the easier it is to sketch in RoofSnap, but you don't have to straighten it. We just recommend it. Then we'll save the image. There's a little save button up here in the upper right.
All right. This is great.
All right, so I am in the draw mode here, and I have some options over here. I can look at it in Google Imagery if I need to see more aspects of the roof.
Yep.
This one's pretty easy though, so I'm not going to bother with looking at the additional imagery. I'm just going to go ahead and start drawing. So I just left click on my mouse and I draw the line out to where I think it ends, which from the imagery looks to be about right there. And then I come down to the ridge and I come over. And I don't have to draw these lines in any particular order. I could have done that back section first. And I want to stay with, so 90 mode is this function that we have that keeps the lines vertical and horizontal. You notice how I'm perfectly vertical at the moment, and I've got that orange cursor that comes out from my cursor,
Yeah, that's
that
a
extension.
Really good visual cue just to let you know, yep, you are corresponding with that back eave point. Right?
Yep, and as I draw, you can actually even kind of feel it when you come to a spot. If you're off, you can kind of almost feel it sort of snap right on to perfectly vertical and perfectly horizontal.
It's wonderful.
All right, so there I've caught that point. It also finds corresponding points. So when I get in line with other points, it will automatically turn orange as well.
Wonderful.
So let's come up this eave. Looks like that valley is going to dip in. You know what? It'll be easier to tell if we draw this one first. So let's come up.
See that orange cursor tail?
Yep, that's what I was looking for. I had to get in there a
Perfect.
little bit. And then when I come down, if I want to be perfectly even with the valley on the left and the valley on the right, I can just click it right there when it's lined up.
Wonderful.
And I'll go ahead and connect it down here. Now, as you're drawing, you'll want to flip over into Facets mode. Facets is going to show you sections that have been completely drawn. And from this image, you know, we are a little bit shifted. I actually believe that this house, it's not perfectly balanced from left to right.
Gotcha.
It's kind of an addition that was built where it is longer on one side than the other.
Gotcha.
In some cases, you know, you may move the center of points left and right in order to balance it out. But in this case, fairly certain that this is the architecture of this roof. Now you notice there, Katrina, I didn't get it quite perfectly straight. So I want to point out here, one, when I draw a line that has nowhere to go, and I want to drop that line, I need to right click.
Yep.
So it's a combination of left clicking on the mouse and right clicking. But then if I put my cursor down here and I right click, I can move that point around and I can bring it right back into line.
Awesome.
Now I've got one line that I didn't connect, which is the reason why that facet wasn't closed. So as soon as I connect that one and I go back and change it over to facets mode, we'll see we have blue shading.
Yep.
That shows us all of the individual facets of the roof. From here, I recommend going ahead and putting in your pitch value. So this house has got, it's a little funky. It's got a 412 on the front and it's a 6 on the back. And then on the left side, it is a 7. And on this right side, it's a 4.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Gotta love architects,
Well,
right?
this was a house with an addition that really changed things up.
Yeah.
Now, before we have accurate measurements, both linear and surface area, we have to go in and label the lines. We have eaves, rakes, ridges, hips, valleys, step wall, and head wall, where you might have, like, say, apron metal or something along those lines at that wall. That's a horizontal wall. So let's go ahead and start with the eaves. Get the front and the back. And those of you who've been in roofing, of course, you're going to be familiar with all of the different line types. So you've got your rake edges at your gables, And of course your ridges that go across the top, valleys down the left and right side, and your rakes.
Right.
At that point, let's take the rake for example.
Mm-hmm.
The rake knows that it doesn't travel horizontally. It knows it travels up and down a slope.
Right.
Well, for the rakes on the main part of this house here, when I labeled them as rakes, based on the fact that there is a 612 pitch, those lines actually grew. They actually got longer.
Really?
Yeah. It takes into account the slope that the line applies to. Same thing with step walls. They know they go up and down. Same thing with hips and valleys. They know that they travel diagonally up and down slopes.
So those linear foot measurements adapt for the slope of the roof.
Absolutely.
Within the facet.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
All right, so from here, just to show you, we do have the ability within RoofSnap to label accessories on the roof. This is sort of a sample account where you're going to see a bunch of residential roofing products. Of course, this can be modified to contain any of the products that you sell or would encounter on the type of roofing systems that you do. So for example, we have plumbing boots, we have off-ridge vents. Let's go ahead and just grab a couple box vents here.
You know, something to point out here, a lot of the standard imagery may not be a good enough resolution to see those vents on the roof.
Most of our customers are going to do an on-site inspection. Mm-hmm. They're going to get up on the roof, but you're absolutely right. The more that you can do ahead of time, before you even go on site.
Better for you, more time with your customer.
Yeah, or if maybe it's cold and there's snow on the roof and you don't know what the accessories are because there's snow on the roof.
Right.
You will be able to see from the near map imagery that, there is indeed a chimney over here.
Awesome.
So we can switch from the off-ridge fence and go down here to the chimney flashing. And let's say we want to paint and seal a large chimney. Of course, you can modify these or make your own items that can be pinned to the roof. And from our mobile platforms, whether you're on iOS or Android, you can actually attach photos and notes to these pins as well while you're on site in order to create sort of an inspection document.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and take a look at what this all comes to. So I'm going to go ahead and click the Done button. And that's going to save this project, and it's also going to calculate the waste. Based on the complexity of this roof, taking into account the valleys, the hips, the rakes, the step, and a 5% default handling waste, it's going to come up on this roof with a 10.65% waste. We've tested the Jesus out of this. And for architectural shingles with a single cut valley, this waste is dead on with the majority of production crews. Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and select yes. If you say no, you'll get a default 10%. You can always change the waste after the fact. And I will show you guys how to do that here real quick.
I love that it shows you all the different views and the images while it saves.
It's because it's literally saving every image.
It's great.
All of those images that we just saw will be here in the images of the project. That's where they end up. We can use this little breadcrumb up here to navigate back, and I can go to the measurements page. Here I can preview all of the measurements, but really to send these measurements to an insurance adjuster, my production manager, my crew, I probably want a PDF.
Yeah.
So
reasonable.
Let's say the waste percentage, for whatever reason, maybe it's the kind of shingle being installed, needs to go up a little bit.
Sure.
So you're going to do a high definition shingle and you need 15%. You can go ahead and change it there, and there's a little save button. And whenever we're done in the view we're in, we just use this little breadcrumb to navigate right back out one level. And I'm going to go to Documents. Documents is where all the PDFs can be generated. And RoofSnap does a lot of documents. If you build an estimate, you can create an estimate with multiple options. Mm-hmm. The good, better, best style of estimating, which we're not going to look into in detail right now, but is one of the most popular functions within RoofSnap.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We can always hop on a demo and show you that in detail one-on-one too.
Absolutely. We'll have our producer Josh drop in a link for any of you who would like to sign up for a demo at the end of this webinar. We'll be happy to schedule that for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Signing a contract, you can input your own contract details. Pre-start checklist can be modified and signed right within RoofSnap. As well as your material orders can be generated, summary reports and labor reports showing you all the dollar amounts and the gross margin. But what we want to focus on right now is simply the sketch report. Mm-hmm. This is that measurement PDF that I'm sure most of you on this webinar today have ordered from a number of different companies that provide roofing measurements. Mm-hmm. And so you can generate your own sketch report here within RoofSnap from the drawing that you do yourself while on site.
Oh, that's awesome. Or the night before.
Or the night before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it looks like this. So your company logo, once you've uploaded it into your account, will appear on every document, but specifically here on the sketch report, along with any customer information that you've included, address and details, along with your salesman's information or whoever is the person that generated the sketch. Mm-hmm. As we scroll down past the primary image, we'll see that we have the pitch breakdown of the roof. And if we keep going, we'll see all of the individual line measurements and all of the category totals. 123 linear feet of eave edge, 55 linear feet of valley. We used 15%, so our flat squares, or are also called our actual squares, from 27.33 went up to 31.43 based on the waist. And we've even broken out the roof by all of the different pitch values for each section. That comes in handy when you have to pay a little extra for those steeper sloped roofs. Right. But you got to divide that out from one steep area from a lower or a less steep area. Mm-hmm. You can see a breakdown of each roof section by area, as well as the assessment page, which is going to show you where all of the pins are located that you dropped on the roof. Any photos and notes that you would have attached using a mobile device is also going to appear right in this document with each pin that you've labeled on the roof.
Wonderful. And this is a PDF that you can send out to whoever needs it, or add it to a Dropbox of a customer file.
Yeah,
that needs to go.
Let me close that window and just show you. So if you want to open it, if you want to download it, if you want to delete it, we've got icons for all that. So you could download it here on your computer. I'm on Katrina's laptop right now, and then just attach it to your email.
Awesome.
Well, Katrina, so we've talked a lot about the benefits of NearMap. Mm-hmm. I really want to hone in on the primary announcement for today, which we said initially, and that is, of course, the credits, mm-hmm. the RoofSnap credits. We're dropping in these credits as a promotion through the month of October. So everyone who signs up in the month of October will see these RoofSnap credits.
Just flood into their account, giving them away.
And then for any of our current customers who are on annual subscriptions, it'll be at renewal time when you'll have the option to pick from one of many new plans mm-hmm. that we will have available that will include NearMap.
Yes.
RoofSnap credits, that is, because the goal is, RoofSnap credits. I mean, that's the new digital currency, right?
That's right. You're
going to be able to buy all sorts of things from RoofSnap down the line with these credits. I have a T-shirt idea in mind. Maybe we'll put some T-shirts on a web store, and if you have any credits left over at the end of the year, you'll be able to buy some RoofSnap swag.
Everybody wants a RoofSnap T-shirt.
At the trade show, they do.
We get that feedback a lot.
Yeah. So again, I don't know if swag from RoofSnap is even remotely interesting to some of you, but that's just kind of how we roll here at RoofSnap.
That's right.
We try to sell T-shirts at trade No, we don't. We give away T-shirts at trade shows, though.
We do.
All right, so I think we've covered everything, Katrina. Can you think of anything else?
Yeah, one thing I do want to mention is for those of you who have not yet signed up for a free trial with us, this is also something that you get. So not only our current subscribers will get these RoofSnap credit included plans here going forward, but our new trial customers get some freebies thrown at them as well, so they can.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, nothing is worse than having a trial but not being able to really fully experience.
Yeah.
So if you sign up for a trial, you're going to get a few NearMap credits, RoofSnap credits to use NearMap right during your trial. We really want you. During that 14-day trial to really get a sense of the full functionality of RoofSnap. Mm-hmm. Now let's be clear as well. Not everybody has the time to draw the roof themselves.
Very true.
And so if you've never tried our Sketchos service, where our in-house technicians, we use NearMap on every project. We send you an email as soon as it's completed. We have a typical turnaround time of about 2 hours. Mm-hmm. There's a simple and easy way to order the sketch right here from the exact same platform. We offer the half snap, which is $9 for any roof, residential, commercial, big, small. Mm-hmm. We will outline that whole thing and put on the predominant pitch. and give you surface area for $9. And then we have a range of pricing for the full snap. And the full snap's going to have all the slopes and all the pitch values and all the lines and all the labels. And that price usually settles in on average is right around $15. But as you can see here, it can go all the way up depending on how many, I'm sorry, I'm clicking on the wrong one. That's for the commercial. The over 80 squares is over here on the right. Mm-hmm. And over 80 squares, commercial and large residential, is based on the number of roof sections, which of course we call facets. But for the under 80 squares, your standard residential, anything up to 50 squares is going to be $19. Anything under 80 squares, $35. But as I've said, the majority of the orders we receive falls in right at that $15 mark.
You got it. And that's that near map high resolution imagery, as you mentioned before, that's included in the cost for the order there.
So again, we have two different customer personas. Mm-hmm. Some of you want to control the process and you want to be responsible for drawing and you want the cost savings for drawing your own roofs in a software like RoofSnap. And we are by far the best platform for doing that. And then some of you are maybe a little pressed for time. You're running more leads than you have time to draw yourself. And ordering from a service with 2-hour turnaround time gives you the ability to have that one-call close.
Absolutely.
Same day, one-call close so that you don't have to make multiple trips back to the homeowner. Well, Sketchos is going to be the solution for you. And I'm fairly certain at the best price of anyone who offers a competing product. Yeah. That being said, I want to thank you for joining us. Please, whenever you, if you are thinking about signing up and trying RoofSnap, we are going to give you one free Sketchos order during the sign-up process. So you'll be able to try that on any address that you can provide at no cost. And if you have any questions, please drop in your question into the chat, and we will reply to you afterwards via, via chat, I guess. Via chat.
Via email. And just so you have our contact information, if this is the first time you're looking at us, you can always call us at 877-RoofSnap. And email us at support@roofsnap.com. Sign up for a free one-on-one demo, whether you are someone who's new to RoofSnap or someone who's been with us for a while that just wants to go over some questions that you've had for a while. We're happy to meet with you. But thank you so much for joining us and letting us bring RoofSnap credits to you. Yeah. It's our way of giving you some free near map, and we're so excited. Yeah, I mean, if you can't
tell, I'm excited, but I measure a lot of roofs, and if I had to use standard definition imagery ever, I just really, I started using RoofSnap 2 years before I moved over to actually start working here. I sold commercially, did a lot of multifamily apartment buildings, and I used RoofSnap for about a month before Nearmap was an option. And then I got Nearmap, and I started using Nearmap, and it's great. And the coverage has only increased, and the imagery has only gotten better and more high resolution from what would be almost 5 years ago now, when I first started using RoofSnap. So it saves a ton of time. It's fairly easy to sketch out the majority of roofs. And when the roof is even a little too difficult for the for our avid customer, our avid DIY customer, send it in, of course, through our Sketchos service, and we'll give you a really fair price and a really quick turnaround time for any projects you would like us to measure for you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for waiting for us as we got through our technical difficulties earlier, and we can't wait to see you. Oh, yes, we can go back to the full screen. But yeah, we can't wait to see you next month for whichever monthly live webinar new features we'll be releasing in the next month or so.
Yeah, very excited to do this again. Any questions that you guys have, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you.
Thanks so much. Have a great day.